Alright, gotta do some quick housekeeping here before we jump into the video. I'm gonna make it as quick as possible as to not waste time. Okay, first things first, a lot of you guys have been asking about the Saints Row Discord, and yes, a few months ago I did originally have some plans to do that. I'm putting that on the back burner simply because I'm running 3 channels, I've got 2 jobs, and I got school, so I won't have time to moderate that, and when Saints Row 5 does get officially announced, I think that's when I might try to jump in and make an awesome Saints Row Discord for everybody to go and discuss. But it is coming, but don't expect it anytime soon. It's still going to be quite a far ways away. Secondly, I know I'm going to miss a ton of comments here because I get so many comments on each Saints Row video, but I want to make sure I help kind of showcase you guys and feature you guys in the videos because you guys love that, and I love doing that for you guys. So stay tuned till the end. I'm going to have a keyword, and if you put that in the comments down below, I will feature you in the next Saints Row video. And yeah, if I missed your comment, just know there was so many. I'm definitely going to make a part 2, maybe a part 3 for this because there's so much stuff and you guys love these videos. Let's get into it. First thing I saw a ton of, it's customization. And not just character customization and vehicle customization like I mentioned in my 10 things Saints Row 5 needs to have video. Go check that out if you haven't already. But also gang customization. I love you guys brought that up. If you can customize your homies, your gang members, how awesome would that be? And also property customization. I touched on this a little bit in my video, but you guys really expanded on it. And if we could maybe buy a mansion and customize it even more than we could in Saints Row 2, I would love that. This doesn't need to turn into The Sims, okay? But just to be able to personalize your crib, your homies, yourself, and your vehicles would just add so much to the game. Next up, I can't believe I didn't put this in my original video, cheats. Dude, cheats and Saints Row are synonymous, and if you ask me, dude, okay, Rockstar doesn't do it that great anymore. With San Andreas, they did it great. Volition is the best in the industry at giving us cheats, I think personally, man. They're so awesome. Every single game, the cheats are great, and they have been on the decline a little bit, but I think this is their chance, especially with the new generation of systems. Could you imagine the zombies, the pedestrians falling from the sky, evil cars? This stuff would be awesome. So cheats, yes. Good job, guys, for figuring that one out. Absolutely, we need some awesome cheats for free roam. That would make everything so much more fun. The next one we've got, it's player choice. And yes, this does kind of fall into RPG territory, but dude, how awesome would it be? And I know we've had some, I touched on this a little bit also in the video, we've had some choices like in Saints Row 3, I'll just say the Killbane versus Shondi, I'll just say that. And we've seen it a few times before, but you guys want that to be expanded. Some of you guys want small choices throughout the story. Other times you guys want bigger choices for big story moments, like the Killbane Shondi thing. My question to you guys to further develop that is, okay, Cyberpunk, they marketed it as, oh, every choice you make impacts the world and influences everything. That's really hard to do. Do you guys want choices that are maybe bigger, that influence the world, or just small choices for the sake of giving you player choice that impact the story in maybe more insignificant ways? Because I highly doubt that Volition's going to be able to make it so that every little choice you make impacts the world and the story. So you definitely got to make a bit of a generous choice here. Like, okay, big choices that are clearly set to impact the world, or like they give you an option to say yes, no, maybe. You know what I mean? There's got to be somewhat of a compromise here because there's a lot of other places that Volition needs to focus their attention for this game. Oh, up next, this one got highly upvoted, Parkour. You guys want some parkour out in the next Saints Row. I love this idea. I think this would be awesome. And okay, it might take away from the old school vibes a little bit. And this is where you got to be careful. Because if you ask me personally, I do think they're going to try to make the game old school to a large degree. It's like they might not just be completely old school because they don't want to just completely ignore the new school fans, right? So you got to be careful. You don't want the parkour to be completely wacky and it kind of takes you away from the immersion. But I think some realistic parkour would make for some awesome chase sequences and really cool moments in game. Oh, up next, a really juicy one. A lot of you guys, I mentioned this, I made a video about it. Stillwater and Steelport. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, Steelport sucks. It's bland. It's super boring and bland. Okay, look. We're in a new console generation, and the rumor is that GTA 6 is going to have multiple locations. Honestly, at this point, I'd be shocked if GTA 6 didn't have multiple locations, especially the new power for these new generation consoles, PS5, Series X. I think this would be an amazing idea, and a lot of you guys think that too, clearly. Because again, here, you could bring back Stillwater, beloved city, one of the most beloved cities in all of open world gaming, and you get a second crack at Steelport. I'm not saying you bring back the exact Steelport from SR3. I'm saying you basically get a second chance at Steelport at making it more alive and a better city than it was the first time. You add more enterable buildings, awesome varied NPCs, things to do around the city. Maybe you make that big arena enterable. God, that was such a tease to not have that enterable except for that one mission. And yeah, on previous gen, I don't think this would have been possible, but on next gen, I do think it's very possible. The only caveat I would say here is that the game started development in August 2017, right after Agents of Mayhem came out, which I've seen a lot of you guys mention, oh, the dev kits for the PS5 and Series X weren't out yet. So listen, I know next to nothing about game development, but I'm sure there's some of you guys watching this that do. So is it a realistic expectations to think that we might be getting Stillwater and Steelport for the next Saints Row game? Let me know down below. Next up, the activities. Look, if you ask me, there's no excuse here because brand new game, maybe brand new environment, you need a bunch of awesome activities. And I've seen some people here who want, you know, the old school activities, the gang-like activities, the illegal stuff, okay? Trafficking, smuggling, that type of thing. But then there's another group who wants bowling, darts, shooting range, races, right? And then there's another group who just wants like the original activities back, like the Mayhem, Demolition Derby, Fight Club, Septic Avenger, that type of thing. So this is where Volition is at like a crossroads, okay? Because I'm sure, honestly, they could please everybody. They could have a couple activities for all these groups of people. I don't think that is like crazy and too crazy if you have maybe 15 different activities. I know that seems like a lot, but for a game that's open world, and dude, Saints Row has always been heavily based on the activities, I don't think that's too much to ask. Up next, let's talk about the story. That is a big part of your guys' comments. And look, there's so much discrepancy. Everybody has a different idea. So many of you guys have like basically written full scripts for the next Saints Row game in my comment sections, and I love when you guys do that. It shows your passion, and I try to read as much of it as I can, but sometimes it's really long, which is great. But the one thing that we can agree on for the story is that they need to bring back the ability for us to rewatch cutscenes, whether it's in your crib or at the movie theater. I would love that in the movie theater, by the way. And the ability to replay story missions. Whichever ones we want, whenever we want. That I'm sure we can all agree on. And as far as story, everybody and their dog has a different opinion on what it should be. All I want is for it to be good. Okay, I don't want to go any deeper than that. I just want it to be good. All right, I'm going to group these next two together. The gang-based gameplay. You guys want that to come back in whatever form it is, because a lot of you guys played Saints Row originally because you want to feel like a gangster, right? So you guys want that gang-based gameplay to return here. Also, the side quests. I bring this up because this might be where you could really lean into that gang-based gameplay. I know the main campaign would be a great spot for that too, but again, Volition has the impossible task. I mean, they created this problem for themselves, but now they have the impossible task of trying to please two, even kind of three different fan bases within the Saints Row fan base. But I think side quests would be a great spot for them to experiment, try things, see what works, what doesn't work, and honestly, it could be a crowd pleaser, the side quests. And I think the side quests should be different from the activities. And lastly, the multiplayer. You guys love your multiplayer, and not just co-op. A lot of you guys want multiplayer with game modes like Protect the Pimp to come back, which is totally reasonable. I loved multiplayer, especially in Saints Row 2, so I'd love to see that make a return. Online would be pretty sweet. On top of co-op, you gotta have co-op, okay? In Saints Row, that's a must. 4-player co-op, that would be pretty sweet. I know a lot of you guys want that as well. But multiplayer, where you at, man? Make an appearance in Saints Row 5. Alright guys, that'll do it for this one. If you stayed this long, you know you're waiting for the keyword. It's POG. P-O-G. You type that in the comments and I'll probably end up featuring you in the next Saints Row video that I make, unless I get like 600 comments that say POG. But yeah, that's the keyword for today. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like this video. I'm probably going to make a part 2 if I see a bunch of different stuff in the comments down below, which I'm sure I will. You guys are awesome in the Saints Row community. But yeah, like this video, subscribe for more stuff like this. I'll see you in the next one, alright? Peace out.